Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone in between adjacent, welcome back. Welcome back. Second update video of the week. Crazy. Yes, because previously in my last update video, if you haven't seen it, we went over the announcement of the Maddox event, but now it has started, the maintenance has finished, and oh my god, I ran my ass home from the day job so I can get this started. I want to react to and break down all the new cards that came out and were announced with this maintenance. So first of all, we have the Maddox event started here, and we can see the drop awards. Obviously, we have the usual random red medicine, whatever, normal guys who don't matter, but we have 3 cards. Previously, it only announced 2 cards for the Maddox event, which were Chromatographagus and Chemicalizer Red. Now we have a 3rd card here for the Maddox event. That is Nitro Hound. During a turn, you normal summon this card and inflict 4 damage to your opponent. You can only tackle power type monsters turn. Just a damn solid burn card. Doesn't really have much Noodle Ninja synergy, mostly because that deck really wants to see a lot of normals. But I'm hoping maybe the rest of the Mana Boot deck might be a little burn focused, maybe? Don't know. But hey, let's check out the rest of the cards and see what else we have. Next up, we have another card trader update. In the update video I did the other day, I mentioned that there was these Kappa cards that had gotten added to the card trader that I just hadn't really talked about until the previous update video. Now we have another card coming, which is Legendary Sword. This is actually currently in game now. You can get it from the rotating inventory of the card trader. This is just a normal DM era Yu-Gi-Oh card added to Rush, but if you don't know what this does, equip to 1 face-up warrior type monster on the field. The equipped monster gains 2 attack defense. Yes, if you are not familiar, the Maddox update has added equip spells to the game. Are any of them good? Let's keep reading and find out. Now with that out of the way, they have also announced new skills and 2 new bundles that are coming along with the new mini box. First up, we have a Flame Ruler set. So you'll get the Flame Ruler card, which is unfortunately a legend card. Kind of sucks that this guy's a legend. Of course, this is legitimately just the old Yu-Gi-Oh card adapted for Rush, and well, they just turn anything into a legend card these days. But he is fine. He is fine for a theoretical Pyro, a theoretical Noodle Ninja deck, maybe. Can just be used as 2 tributes for the tribute zone of fire attribute monster, and like, hey, that's pretty cool that other cards have like restrictions or they need to fulfill certain conditions to kind of get that effect. He gets it for free, so I guess, you know, there wasn't really a legend slot for the current fire deck. And then the other card, which is really interesting, I think this is really interesting, it's called Grand Extreme. It's a new UR spell. It's going to be limit 1. Special summon 1 fish or sea serpent type monster from your hand face up to your field, then shuffle up to 5 monsters from the opponent's graveyard into their deck. I think this is really interesting. This card is kind of similar to 7th Shift, which is a card that sees kind of fringe play here and there. It's just an alright card. But this card, not only does it special a fish or sea serpent, which I assume we're going to be seeing a lot of good fish and sea serpent cards in the box, maybe? Because currently there are none of those in the game, but it also interrupts the opponent. If the opponent is running a strategy like Cyber Dragon, you're shuffling away all their Cyber Dragon names, giving them dead draws or dead cards like the customization, making it harder to resolve a Cyber Search effect, a Cyber Assault effect, or it could also disrupt things like Hero, preventing them from being able to revive from grave or add back from grave certain monsters. As well, it also hits Psychics and Metarion the same exact way, providing decent interruption with also really good effect. It's like you plus, and then you also get to interrupt your opponent, which is really cool. Now, they also announced 4 new skills, which are being added to the card trader. Go ahead and take a look at those. So it looks like we have 3 character-specific ones and 1 generic skill. So first up, we have Elemental Double Extraction. Once per duel, send 2 random Earth, Water, Fire, Wind attribute normal monsters from your deck to the graveyard. a card that needs like X amount of attribute guys engrave or X amount of whatever guys engrave, which the archetypes all the same attribute, could plus off this. This actually is pretty interesting for if you're playing like an Essel deck and you only put like big guys of one of the attributes, you know? I mean, that's fine. It's a once per duel effect that you kind of lose out on a lot because other like decks can repeat their skills over and over again, and this is like a once. That's pretty interesting. I think it definitely has some kind of play if you're trying to do like a turbo deck. Next up, Galactica Rising. Oh, this is a lot. Can be activated during the turn of your normal summon a level 4 monster. If your constructed deck contains at most one equipped spell card and all the monsters are light attribute galaxy type monsters, send either one normal monster or one Galacterial or Galactica Zyphos from your deck to the graveyard. If you have normal summoned a monster with 1500 or 2500 defense this turn, add it to your hand instead, and monster with 1500 defense and piercing battle damage this turn. Okay, I don't have the stat lines of Light Galaxy guys like off the top of my head here, but I can only assume this is to set up like a Galactica Oblivion with a massive stat and then just have him, you know, swing into the opponent for a whole bunch. I don't really know what the two cards mentioned on this skill are. You can see there's two cards right there showing up because thankfully they do tell you when you're looking at these. Oh, here are the cards. But I guess those are in the box since I haven't seen these yet. Let's keep going. Joint Tech Press Rush. Just at a quick glance, I don't see anything about the actual printing press cards, so I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed that it's not the printing press cards finally coming out. Can be activated and turn to onward during a turn that you normal summon level 7 monster or a Joint Tech Raptor if all the monsters you construct deck are machine type monsters, and all of the level 5 or higher monsters are Earth attribute monsters with 2500 or 2300 attack. Add one Joint Tech Rush Horn from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can make one face-up Joint Tech Raptor on your field, gain 500 attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. It's pretty interesting that this doesn't really have a lot of restrictions to it. I know I said a whole lot of words there, but the restrictions aren't actually that crazy with this. This is pretty much any turn you summon a level 7, which has the stat lines of, I think, Joint Tech Rex and the new guy who came in the Wave Scramble event. I want to say it's those stat lines, but you can do that, and then you just get whatever this equip spell does from deck or grave. No limit on how many times you can do that. And then if you have a Joint Tech Raptor, which is another new card, it gains 500 at the end of the opponent's next turn. Could that be like a new tribute guy, maybe? Maybe it's like a new tribute guy, so it's a new kind of like boss monster for Joint Tech. That could be interesting. Territory of the Sea Serpent King. Can be activated. All monsters in constructed deck are water attribute monsters, and all the monsters except level 2 and 4 monsters are Sea Serpent type monsters. Okay? So you need to be mandatory, everything must be water, but the levels 2, 3, and 4s must be Sea Serpents. Okay, we have 0 Sea Serpents in the game so far, so that's pretty limiting. Obviously, there's a lot of good Aqua stuff you can fill out the rest of the deck with for the water attribute requirement, but I don't know. Make the original attack of one face-up level 7 or higher monster in your field become 2900 until the end of this turn. If there's no card in your field zone, you can also set one Umi from your deck or graveyard to your field zone once per duel. Hey, yeah, Umi's back. Oh my god, we got Umi in this now. Hold up. As a pacifist, as a pacifist gamer, I hear the word Umi and my brain starts to light up. That's the good chemicals flowing. I'll tell you that for free. Anyway, so that's all we have for the rest of the card trader update. Let's hop into the new box. So excited. It's a mini box, sure, but it's a new box all the same. Here we go. Brand new mini box. Blazing Chemicalization. Wow. That's a lot of new cards. All right, we're gonna start from the bottom and work our way up because, you know, we gotta build the height, not just bury the lead. First up, Umi. Hey, it's Umi. This is literally just Umi. Okay, cool. I mean, do you want me to read Umi to you? Do you want me to read Umi? I think you know what Umi does by now. Mag Massage. Send up to 4 cards from your hand to the graveyard. One face up level 4 lower monster on either side of the field gains stack equal to the number of cards to the graveyard to meet the requirement times 500 at the end of this turn. Okay. So it's like, what is it? Card revitalization, but on a monster? And you can only send up to 4, so if you're, for some reason, this is turn 2 of this guy being on the board, you can't just send your entire hand? I mean, okay. He's 2100 attack defense, so he's not that beefy of a dude. But the attack gain would be pretty massive. So gain up to 2,000 attack off this. That's really something. This guy might be a little themed in the, kind of like in the low ranks. It's kind of like a, I don't want to call it a noob. This guy can just swing over any crazy thing. A Magma Bear. Send them to 2 cards from your hand to the graveyard. Gain life points equal to the number of cards into the graveyard to meet the requirement times 300. Huh. So I'm noticing these things with like magma in their name have a lot of like dumping your entire hand, basically. I don't think that's the Matic strategy, because I have looked at like the possible cards he could be adding. Maybe this is just like a little side strategy. These are pyros, but they're not fires. Fire is very important for Madix, if I remember correctly. Next up, Big Umi. What the hell is this? Big Umi, another field spell. Activate this card if you have 3 face-up water attribute monsters in your field. While those cards face up in the field zone, face-up non-water attribute monsters in the field lose 300 attack defense. So it takes the attack defense loss on Umi that only affected machine and pyros, and now it hits all non-water attributes. Oh, hold on, I need to read something. This card is a floodgate against Cyber Dragon. You cannot use the Cyber Dragon skill if you are under Big Umi. That is hilarious. That is so funny. They just put on a floodgate. So if you're not familiar, the Cyber Dragon skill needs to target a monster with the Cyber Dragon stats, the attack stat, that is. So you can see it here. The skill can only be used with the monster attacking machine type, blah, blah, blah. From turn 2 onward, choose one face of monster field with 2100 or 2400 attack. So we go to the Cyber Dragons. So 21 on Cyber Dragon, -3. Can't use the skill of Cyber Dragons on your field. Search and Assault, funnily enough, because it's only 300, they go down to 21, so you can still use the effect. But the big selling point of using the skill on Search or Assault is that it boosts them to 2900, which clears a whole bunch of guys. So they lose so much attack. You can still access your skill with them, but it's just super hard to like swing over big things. If water has just like a big guy, it might be the like anti-Cyber Dragon. We got a normal Sue Volcano, Earth Pyro. Okay. New Sea Serpent Pogchamp, New Sea Serpent Pogchamp. Takraminos. This is an OG card. I remember pulling this when I was like a baby. Sea Serpent normal 1500. Hey, 1500 beater. Cool. Reprint. Dr. Red Rope. New level 4 Fire Pyro beater. Another 1500. That's nice. Blast Examiner. New 1 tribute Pyro. Stats are pretty low, but I don't think if you want to combo this with Noodle Ninjas, I don't think the stats matter. I haven't played Noodle Ninjas, so correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. New equip spell. Equipment of Ascension. Equip this card to face a monster in your field. Increase the level of the equipped monster by 2 and attack and defense by 200. Can Royal Rebels play this? Because I know they need to tribute their guys over like other guys with like higher levels. Can they play this? Is that something? Is that funny? Is that a play? I don't know. Flameseeker, 1400. Fire Pyro. I mean, we just printed a 1500. We already power crept the Flame Seeker. That sucks. All right, now to our rares. And Magma Bear. If you have no other monster in your field, place one Pyro type monster from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck. Add one Pyro type normal monster from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, this one's actually really good. This is actually really good. If you're playing like a Pyro deck, so I think Noodle Ninja specifically, I think, don't quote me, let me check actually. Do they need Fire Pyros or just Pyro? Okay. They combo with Pyros, and they want Pyro normals in hand for the effective extra spice here, right? So what we can do is you can loop spent Pyros, put them back into the deck, add a normal to hand, then tribute summon the big Noodle Ninja for the pitch and burn damage. That certainly apply. I don't know how much open space Noodle Ninja has in the deck, but this guy basically guaranteeing that the burn effect of the big guys online is pretty nice. Reprint. Light Dolphin. You face up Umi or Big Umi, and a face up Fish, Sea Serpent, Thunder, or Aqua type normal monster field. Draw one card. I want to clap, but it will just be way too loud on the microphone. Big ups to Light Dolphin. Love this guy. This is so cool. This is a really good effect. As long as we are playing Umi, Light Dolphin, just a +1. Love to see it. Crafter Drone reprint. Sea Dragon Klein Drop. If your opponent has a monster in their field, place one Sea Dragon King Graganas or one Grand Extreme from your graveyard on the bottom of the deck. Special one Fish Sea Serpent type monster from your hand face up your field. Is going to attack with water attribute monsters. Okay, so the second target we already know. That's the new bundles. The new bundle spell, the Grand Extreme that summons a guy from. So this also just cheats out any fish or sea serp. We have some really big guys with this deck. This is looking sick. This sea serpent deck. This dude also just recycles the Grand Extreme, which is a limit 1. So it seems like the sea serpent deck might be like some kind of like turbo deck, some kind of like just swarm, basically, just like cheating out all your big guys because you're just summoning them with like no restrictions, really. Then like the restriction is, oh, you can only attack with waters, but like we're only playing waters if we're playing that skill we just read, right? Anyway, but we gotta see some big guys. We see a lot of little guys, but a lot of like spells that are good. But we gotta see some big guys. All right, we found the big guys. Head Bad Cachalot. Send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. One face-up monster in your opponent's field loses 500 attack on the end of this turn. Busted. Then if you have Umi or Big Umi face up in your field, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Okay. So it's not limited to the turn it's summoned. It's already a 2500 dude. You get to just dome them for 500? So they're already getting lowered by Umi or Big Umi. Then this guy makes them lose 500 more. That's pretty good. Okay, that's pretty good. It's a little worse, obviously, when Umi or Big Umi aren't up on the field, but if we're just cheating this dude out, we have a lot of openings for like big swings. Stream of Elimination. Spell Trap Destroyer for Sea Serpents. Hoggers. Other normal, we have Germaliwi. Okay. Level 4 Fire Pyro 1500. Let's go. Power Crept the Flame Seeker once again. Ember the Super Assistant. Level 1 Fire Pyro. 1500 defense, meaning Flame Seeker is Power Crept once again. Oh, finally. The Jointech Horn. So this card was mentioned on the new Jointech skill. We can finally read what this does. Limited to 1. Equip this card to 1 face-up machine type monster in the field. Nice, that's not Earth Machine Lock. Equip monster gains 300 attack, and if it attacks the defense position monster, piercing. I mean, this is broken on Vinari, right? Like, this is actually crazy on Vinari, because the big problem with Vinari is, sure, maybe he can attack a whole bunch of guys, but if they're in defense position, he just does nothing. So as long as they have one face-up dude and they're setting things, like some people would play like an Ancient Golem in attack while setting guys next to him, this goes, okay, cool. Flip, and now you don't need all 3 heads on Vinari to pierce, which you can't get if the other guys are face down anyway, because you only have flip equal to the number of face-up dudes in the field. Hey, pretty good. All right, so that's it for the rares. Now we're moving to the supers. These have to be the heavy hitters. Ooh, Sea Dragon King Graganas. This is the card that was mentioned on the little guy we just read a second ago. In turn, we normal summon this card. Don't like that. Don't. We're cheating these guys out by special summoning, so I would like to not normal summon this guy. During the turn, you normal summon this card. Unfortunate. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to the number of spell trap cards in your opponent's field times 300. Okay, I understand. So it's limited to 3 because it's a loopable burn card, right? And the normal summon restriction is very important because if we were just like looping this with these little guys, we might have like a legitimate like burn, not FTK, but 300 times 3, 900 damage. Loopable 900 damage is actually pretty crazy. It makes sense that the restrictions on this guy. And I mean, he's not great, but 2500, 2700 under Umi, and everything else gets sapped by 3 under Big Umi. That's like fine. Siesta Hold reprint. Siesta Torero. Siesta Torero. Siesta Torero. Tapantula. What? You almost summon this card this turn. And your opponent has 2 or more spell traps on their field. Add a level 4 machine type normal monster from your graveyard to your hand. I mean, that's fine. That's okay. Would you play this in... I mean, you could loop like Jointech Ace, who's like the 1500 beater for Earth Machine. I don't know. Because it's normal. If it was any level 4 machine, that would be pretty pog. But since it's not, I don't know about this one. I mean, I don't really know about any Earth Machine support or just machine support in general that doesn't say Cyber Dragon or like machine on it. Let's be real. Okay, Galactica Zyphos. Here you go. This is the equip mentioned on the new Light Galaxy skill. If your opponent has a face of level 7 or 8 monsters in the field, equip this card to one face of Galaxy type monster in your field. Awkward condition. Dead as anything. Turn 1. If monster gains attack equal to the number of face of normal monster in your field times 200. Okay, that's actually insane. If monster Galactic Oblivion, it gains 1000 more attack. Okay, this card needs to be restricted because that is a lot of damage. That is a lot of attack on a Galactic Oblivion. If you secret order out a Galactic Oblivion and then slap this on there, that is a whole lot of damage. I understand why this is limit 3. It definitely cannot exist with like dual link skills and secret order at, you know, not like max copies. I don't think you'd ever play more than 1, honestly, because I think the skill also says you can only have 1, or is that the Joint Deck skill? The Joint Deck Raptor, level 4. Okay, so it's not a new boss monster. It is not a new boss monster. Then turn your normal summon this card. So on top 2 cards, each player's attack to the graveyard, and put damage to your opponent equal to the number of monsters sent to the graveyard by effect times 100. And then if you have a face of equip spell card in your field and you inflict damage to your opponent by this effect, you can change attack position monster, change one attack position monster in one's field to face up defense position. Oh, okay. So he does a little bit of burn damage. And then he also sets them up for a piercing play. That's fine. That's another card that's just kind of fine. Nothing I'm crazy about. Again, not really a big fan of the Joint Techs. I am a machine enjoyer, but I wouldn't say I'm a Joint Tech enjoyer. Ember the Hyper Assistant. If your opponent has a monster on their field, send this face-up card from your field to the graveyard. Special summon 1 level 7 or higher Pyro type monster from your hand face up in your field. Then you have Ember the Super Assistant in your graveyard. That monster special summon by this effect gains 800 attack at the end of this turn. She's a level 4. Hold on. Do new ninjas need to be special? Can be normaled? They don't. Oh, level 7 or higher. Huh. Now this is an interesting card. This is basically like Beast Summoner, but for any of the big Pyro bosses. That is certainly nice. And then, she needs this girl engraved for the extra effect to also make them a bit beefier. I like it. This looks nice. This looks really nice. No, now I'm thinking about it. Maddox is coming with... Maddox in the event, actually, has a level 7 normal that I said, oh, we're just going to secret order this guy out. But maybe the setup is to use Ember the Hyper Assistant here to cheat him out, or essentially 1 less tribute. Galacterial Ore. You have 3 more Galaxy type monsters in your graveyard during your main phase. This card was normal or special summoned. Oh, God. Glad we're not activating this during the battle phase, even though that's impossible. Add 1 Galactica Zyphos from your graveyard to your hand. So he recycles that equip card we just read. I mean, he's needed for this. I don't know. I'm not sure. I really like the secret order version of the deck, and I feel like adding this dude in the new equip kind of messes with that a whole bunch. I do prefer the regular Secret Order Galactica Force version of the deck. It has to be something to be played around with, I'll be honest. But as it stands, I'm not really into the Light Galaxy support here. Monster Calling. Send one monster from your hand to the graveyard. Draw one card. Stealth Adjic 2. Then you get special summon one non-effect monster with 2000 attack or 2100 defense from your graveyard face up your field. This can summon, off the top of my head, the Gaias, as you can tell from the art. That is Gaia the Fierce Knight on the art. It can summon Curse of Dragon. Any other targets? Let me look up. I'm gonna look up more targets. It can summon the Dark Magician. Oh, DM, we are so back. We are so back. We are so back. We are so back. This card's interesting. This card is interesting. Not to talk about leaks. Hold on. To the side. Not to talk about leaks. But let's just say there are some other cards not included in this box that a lot of people are surprised they aren't in this box. Let me just say that. Just say that. Next up. Rising Hero Mana can't. What? New hero PogChamp. New hero PogChamp. Place one card from your hand to the bottom of the deck. Add one Argent or one Tantalum from your graveyard to your hand. Insane. That's crazy. It's already really important to try and loop the Argent because of how often someone would whiff for Stinatrix or Avian out. But this is nice. It can recycle spent Argents that have probably been like sent for our skill or tributed for a Tantalum. However, her effect here is to place a card from your hand at the bottom of the deck to add the Argent or Tantalum. Meaning, she will stay on field upon that effect resolving. Which means we won't have space to summon Stinatrix and Avian in Hero if you're summoning Argent to find them off this. So you have to play my version of Heroes. You have to play your 3 Tantalum or else. You need the field space. Clashing Twin Tides. New Sea Serpent card, PogChamp. New Sea... obviously, all these Sea Serpent cards are new, but I am very excited to see a card that says Sea Serpent right now after how crazy all these other cards have been. Reveal one level 7 or higher fish type or Sea Serpent type monster in your hand to your opponent. Shovel it into the deck. Draw 2. Konami? Where's the limit? Konami? Where's the limit on this card? This deck just has Pod Agreed. This deck just has 3 non-once per turn Pod Agreeds. Okay. I'm calling it now. This card's getting limited on the next ban list. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. You go, okay, wow. Sea Serpents are so balanced. You can only set Umi from deck once. Insert Clashing Twin Tides, drawing you six cards. Oh my god. That is crazy. This card is absolutely insane. Alright, with that said, let's get into the URs. Now, unfortunately, I do not see anything here that looks like a Sea Serpent. I mean, I could be surprised. That second looking guy could be a Sea Serpent. I doubt it. But let's hop in and find out. So we already know this guy. We did expect this guy to be coming. He is the ace monster of Maddox in the anime, I believe. So it makes sense that he's here. This is Chemicalized Salamander. Shuffle 3 power type monsters from your graveyard into the deck. All face-up monster in your opponent's field loses attack equal to the number of monsters in your opponent's graveyard times 100 in the other turn. So we did talk about this guy in the last update video because we assumed he was definitely going to be here no matter what. This effect is pretty good. This is pretty cool. It's not a burn effect, but it saps the strength from the opponent's monsters. And then it's a beat stick. It's 2500, level 7. Pretty good. It works out very well, of course, with all the other cool cards we've seen today. Not really a lot to say on this, but we kind of talked about it in the last video. If you want to hear me talk about it more, check out the last video. It's a really quick video, so you can just give it a watch if you want to. Sorry, I saw a Cyber Dragon. I almost puked. Alright, Cyber Rush Dragon. Material, Cyber Dragon, Cyber Dragon. Requirement, your opponent has a monster in the field. Wow, that's hard, huh? Draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. Uh-huh. Then send 4 cards from your hand to graveyard. Oh. Then you can special summon one machine type monster from your hand or face up to your field. Yikes. That is, Okay, so he is only a 2800 guy. His material is the same as Cyber Twin Dragon, who's also a 2800 guy. So they're not getting any like big powerhouses, but this dude can find Cyber Dragon any machine to summon to the field. It also foolishes like, you know how crazy Graceful Charity is, right? This is of course graceful for one, but it's still Graceful Charity on a card, and it reborns basically. Oh my god! I mean, of course you could just whiff. You can just whiff this. I don't think this is gonna be like a powerhouse. You know, I doubt most Cyber Dragon players are even gonna summon this guy, but he seems like a really decent tool. The biggest thing holding this dude back is the best machine type monster in Cyber Dragon is Ancient Gear Golem, and he cannot be special summoned. So, I think he'll definitely be at least a 1 or 2 of, because what else are you gonna put in the deck? Cyber End Dragon? Who's summoning Cyber End Dragon besides babies? Vanishing Heliacal Riser? Like Galaxy, pretty cool. If you have 2 or less cards in your hand, shuffle 1 monster from your graveyard into the deck. This card gains 2 attack at the end of the turn. Then face a person if you're going to draw 1 card. So this is, I guess they want you to play this in the Light Galaxy Equip spell deck, but I already think that deck's probably going to be pee-pee poo-poo. So by extension, this dude is pee-pee poo-poo in my opinion. Probably real. He just doesn't seem good at all. New hero PogChamp. New hero PogChamp. Elemental Hero Burst Wingman. So we didn't get any new heroes besides, we didn't get any new like the normal guys. We only got this girl. So this is the other, it's the Rush exclusive Avian Burstendrix Fusion. Okay. Material, Avian Burstendrix must be fusion summoned, so if you can't do any shenanigans, a special summon him from the graveyard if he dies or something, whatever. Send attack card your deck to the graveyard. Pog. One face of warrior type monster field gains 1,000 attack at the end of your opponent's next turn. Then you can destroy 1 spell trap from your opponent's field. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. That is fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. So this actually came up a lot on, I don't know if I had ever made the video, but on stream when I was testing a new hero deck, I actually had a decent amount of chatters come in, which is pretty rare for my streams, because my streams get like 0 viewers. But they were telling me about how I was missing lines where I could do double Flame Wingman. I said, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool, but it kind of plays ignorant to the opponent having anything on board, right? Because at the end of it all, Flame Wingman is just a 2100 dude who can do a lot of damage if they manage to kill over something, right? But this Burst Wingman here can turn the OG Flame Wingman into a 3100 and then snipe a back row. Or if you go double Burst Wingman, then you can pop 2 back row, and then you can make either both of them 3100s or one of them a 4100. That is really interesting. That is super interesting. I would genuinely say I think this really brings Hero to another level. I'm a little on this girl just because it's a little awkward with the way things end up on the field. But I think she's definitely playable. And then this Burst Wingman is insane for Hero. Okay, so we went over the cards. This is the last bit I have for this update video. Now, I want to talk about what I think is like the big things to watch from this box. Number 1, heroes. Hero is insane. Hero's going to be crazy. Bat chest hero, bat chest. No, it's not going to be completely broken, but this card is really good. This support, just these 2 cards, is crazy for heroes. But the number 1 deck I'm looking forward to here, the Sea Serpent. This card is absurdly powerful. This is absolutely insane. We're cheating guys out for free, so it doesn't even matter what we do. This is not putting the card you reveal to the bottom of the deck. This is shuffling it back. So if we're just like dumpstering these cards back to our deck to keep drawing, we're gonna find one of them, we're gonna find 2 of them, then we can tribute summon this dude, Loop the Burn, right? We can loop things like Grand Extreme, and he's loopable in multiple ways. There's just so many loops. There's so many loops, so much draw power. Minor floodgate effects, and then we should have all these crazy beaters here. I think Sea Serpent is definitely the big winner from this set, and it's going to be the deck to beat. I genuinely think that Sea Serpents are probably going to be the best deck coming out of this box. But if you disagree with me, leave that in the comments below. And why don't you tell me what decks you are excited to see from this new set as well? Keep in mind, almost each and every week, I produce a video called the Rush Rundown, where I do a 10-minute testing style breakdown of decks. So if there's a deck you would like to see me feature in the Rush Rundown from this set, leave that in the comments below as well. Anyway, I hope I can edit this down to a more manageable thing, as my recording software over here tells me I've been going for well over an hour. Hopefully it can be edited down to a nicer, maybe 20-30 minutes? Who knows? Anyway, thank you for watching. Goodbye.